Okay, have you already seen this one? Have I gone through with you this? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right.
I haven't
So,
seen.
okay, it's good. It's okay because I remember last week, right? I'm only giving you an overview what prefix and suffix and affix is all about. Now, today will be on slightly a smaller part of these sessions because I want to introduce you some of the prefix that you can use so that you can improve, you can power up your vocab bank, okay? Now, here you will see prefix, right? Prefix on, this, e, and il and ir. So when those words, right, prefix added to those adjectives, it becomes the opposite meaning. They still remain as adjectives, but the meanings change. For example, okay, I want you to read these some of these words. Happy,
Happy, responsible,
reasonable, reasonable.
reasonable, educated, necessary, usable.
Yes. All right. All this you understand, right? Happy, reasonable, 合理 educated, 受过教育 necessary and usable 就是有用的。So if you add a little "un", it becomes different. So can you read out "un"?
Unhappy, unreasonable, uneducated, unnecessary, unusable.
Okay, all this, the meaning completely change. Is antonym to all these adjectives. Unhappy, you understand, like unreasonable. The person is really unreasonable. Okay, the way he talked to the woman, you can use this in your writing, in your speaking. Uneducated, uneducated 是没有受过教育的。These people, these group of people are uneducated. Okay, unnecessary 不需要 is unnecessary, unusable. So unusable 就是没有用到，没有用的。Okay, well, this also means no. And means no. All these prefix means no or not. While the prefix, even though they were written differently, but means the same thing. But it's just that some certain words that goes with different accessory. These are called accessory. Some things that the verb can wear. A lot of words, right? They have different accessory to wear. So for these some of these words, right? They use this one. All right. So can you read this one? Respectful,
Respectful, connected, agreeable, integrated, advantageous.
integrated.
Or integrated, advantageous.
Good. Respectful, you understand, right? The person is really respectful. 他是很尊重别人的。Connected. Okay, both of them are connected to each other. Okay, agreeable. Connected 就是有联系到。Okay, agreeable 就是能够 agreeable. Actually, there are two meanings. Agreeable means in a friendly environment, so you agree with each other. Pleasant. Well, another meaning is 你这个东西是可以，我们可以一起同意的，可以同意到的。All right, integrated means you have different branches you integrate together 把全部 the diverse group of people you integrate together or diverse ideas you integrate together 把它集合在一起，不同的 diverse 的一些 group 或者是 ideas 或者 thoughts 或者 concept 你把它 integrate 起来。While advantages 就是有用的 advantages 有用的有利的。If you add a this, ideas are completely different. Can you use this?
Disrespectful, disconnected, disagreeable, disintegrated, disadvantageous.
Right. Disrespectful 的意思就是不尊重。Okay. And the person, the way the student relate to the teacher is really disrespectful, 很不尊重 okay? Disconnected, 没有my computer is disconnected to the phone, 已经没有连接到。Disagreeable, okay? 就是没有同意的。Disintegrated means 瓦解了，分散了。disintegrated 分散了 ，OK， 全部已经乱了，就是分散、瓦解的意思 ，OK。If there is no rightful moral values in this society, all the family units will be disintegrated。在这个社会里面，如果没有正确的那个道德观的话，所有的这些 family unit 就会瓦解了。 disadvantageous 就是没有利，就是没有帮助 ，OK，没有好处，没有好处 ，all right。IL, can you read out this first before you add IL? Come on.
Logical, illegal,
Illegible, illegible.
illegible, illiterate,
All right. Logical means 有逻辑的 right? The whole flow of his presentation is logical. 整个 flow 是很 logical, but if you add illogical different, the flow of his presentation is illogical. 整个 presentation 是没有逻辑的，不知道乱七八糟的 ，OK? And illegal 合法是 legal. They come in through legal way, or they come in through illegal way. 不合法的方式进入 ，OK? Legible 是清晰易读 ，meaning your handwriting is legible。你的 handwriting 你写字的是可以让我看得到很清楚的。But if you are commented, your handwriting is illegible， 就是说你写字根本是看不清楚的。Either it's too messy or either it's too small， 就变成 illegible。Literate 是 educated， 就是识字。If I say this group of people is illiterate， 就是这个 group 的 people 是 uneducated。Okay, I will send this to you, so you can either print it out or you can write it down. Okay, so you don't worry that you do not have enough time to write down this vocab. Okay, 我会给你的 I will send to you. Okay, you have printer, right? Do you?
yes,
Okay, so you can print it out and try to memorize these words. All right, next one. IR, can you read out this one?
responsible, relevant, regular, repairable,
This one pronounces relevant. Relevant. Can you say again?
relevant,
Okay, relevant.
relevant,
Can you use IR?
irresponsible, irrelevant, irregular, irreparable,
Irreparable. Okay.
irreparable.
Right. So this one you basically you understand, right? Irrelevant, regular. Okay, they do a regular check or they do an irregular check. This thing is irreparable. 是不可以修复的。He is really he's an irresponsible person. 所以 all these are called adjective. And there's in and IM and IN. Can you read out with IM?
Impossible, immature, imparticipial, imperfect, improbable.
Impractical 是不实用。The solution you provide is impractical 是不实用的。If I say the solution that you provide us is practical 是实用的。Okay, impossible, it is an impossible mission, impossible task. Immature, he is immature, 他不成熟。Okay, even though it's imperfect, our task, our project, our presentation, even though she looks imperfect, but there's something valuable that we can see through the whole process. Imperfect 就是不完美。Probable, improbable 是不可能 ，probable 是可能。In, IN is different. Okay, can you read out this?
With IN?
Yeah, right here, over here.
Okay. Inactive, inefficient, acceptable, incorrect, incomplete.
Inactive, inactive, inactive. Okay, inactive. All right, 就是 active 是很积极的 ，inactive 就是不积极。So please do not stay inactive，不要变得不积极。OK， inefficient 是没有效率 ，efficient 是有效率 ，inefficient。Okay, we have to make sure that the way we work is efficient instead of inefficient. Okay, capable 是有能力 ，incapable 是没有能力。He is incapable of fixing the stuff. Okay, incorrect 是不正确 ，incomplete 是还没有完成。Okay, 没有完成。So all these the meanings all are antonyms to the original. Okay, all right. So any question? Is there any other words you still do not understand how it is used?
No.
No, so we go to this part. Okay, last week you talked about, oh, this is pretty small. Hang on, what's going on? I really cannot see. Okay, that will help. Okay, 来我们看一下 this one because last week we did mention about school uniform, right? Okay, because I will eventually paste up to the bubble map because in speaking, right, for part 3 speaking for from 5 part 3 speaking, you will have all the bubble maps. But before we go through that, right, so I'll give you some of the questions so that to get the ideas from you, then we go through that. All right, so over here, last week we mentioned about several things like does wearing uniforms affect how students behave, right? And you come out with the ideas. So let's do a quick briefing over here. Could you please read out first?
Wearing uniforms can make students behave better because it helps them focus and be more disciplined in school as it minimizes students from comparing their clothes with others.
Minimizes.
Minimizes.
Okay, all right. And also some other other reasons as well. Come on.
School uniform does limit their behavior. The reason being, students are afraid to behave wrongly and that their school had a bad reputation due to their bad behavior.
All right, good. Or you can say that a student are afraid to jeopardize their school due to their bad behavior. Okay, jeopardize, just give a name. All right, so over here, let's do a revision, recap. Okay, why do some schools have uniform? Can you read up?
Schools have uniforms to make everyone look the same and feel equal. It also helps keep students safe and helps them feel like they belong to their school.
All right, so basically, having uniform, basically everyone look the same and feel equal, right? And help to keep students safe and feel like they belong to the school. Because help keep students safe, as we mentioned the other day, right? If someone came into the school compound wearing different type of outfit, right? So you'll be able to recognize the person right away. Am I right? As you can see, as you can see in American, there's lots of shooting cases happening. Just recently, there's also another shooting cases happening at Virginia school during the very special important day. I think it's about 4 or 5 days ago, where students were coming out from the graduation ceremony, celebrating the special days, right? And suddenly they heard gunshots, and 2 people were killed, and the rest, about 5 were wounded, and the rest, it traumatized everyone. So, well, if people walk, of course, in campus, right, you will not need to wear, you can wear your own clothing, but in high school, there are also a lot of gun shooting cases happening. Because they do not need to wear school uniform, so that's very hard for them to know who are they, right? So this is for safety reason. School uniform plays an important role in terms of this. All right. Now, next one, also let's do a recap. Can wearing uniform stop bullying? Can you read out this?
Wearing uniforms can help reduce bullying because nobody looks different or he teased for their schools. It makes everyone feel equal and accepted.
Okay, it's teased. This one pronounced as teased. Can you say again? Teased. Okay, tease means 讥笑 or laugh at. Okay. If you wear your own clothes, right? Some people they are not coming from a well-to-do family. Probably they will be looked down or teased at due to their outfit. So having school uniform can minimize the chances of being bullied. All right. So then let's move on to this question. It's also a thinking question. I want you to think about it. Can students show their creativity with uniforms? What do you think? Okay, so I give you some time to think. You can jot down your idea. I don't want you to rush through because when you rush through, right, your grammar will be havoc. Okay, your sentence structure will be havoc. So I want you to jot down points, and after that, think to what you want to say through that point, making full sentence. Okay, so I give you a minute and a half to think about it, or 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, if you're done, you put a thumbs up. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, try.
Okay. I think students can show their creativity with uniforms. This is because I think school uniforms are not a, a way to block their creativity, as student creativity are not depends on school uniform. Students can be creativity on their studies, other than wearing some fancy clothes. Um, they can share their creativity to their friends or teachers while wearing school uniforms. So for me, I think school uniform are not a majority problems to uh, block their creativity.
Okay, I would like you, okay, here there I pick up a few things from what you share. Just now I have problem with my PowerPoint. I heard you saying can be creativity, so have to be very careful. Yeah, can be creativity. Another one I pick up is not majority problem. Okay, I pick out some here. The others not a big problem. Can be creativity. Creativity, this one is a noun. Okay, so so how do you change it? Can be creativity. How do you change it to the right way of writing? Right way of saying is what? After be is what?
Uh, created. It can
Creative. Okay, because after be you have to use creative because you need an adjective, not a noun.
yeah.
Okay, they can be creative through or in. Okay, in what ways? In what ways? Okay, now are not majority problem. Majority is a noun. Okay, noun, and problem is also a noun. So you cannot have two nouns to be placed together. So to change it, how would you want to change it?
Are not major problem.
Right, are not major problem. Major is an adjective, right? Adjectives. So adjective comes before a noun, so are not major problem. Okay, so I just pick out some of the grammatical issue. Well, basically your idea is wearing school uniform can be creative. Is it what you're trying to say? They can show their creativity through uniform, is it?
Yeah.
So they can show their, but you did not answer how. So how?
Mm,
How they show their creativity? Show why this one is a noun, this one is a verb, because after word you need to take a noun. So show their creativity. So you say that they can show their creativity through uniform. How? Because uniform everyone is the same. So how do you show creativity? Creativity meaning basically is everyone have their own unique presentations, unique expressions, right, of the way they wear. Am I right? So, but then uniform is basically everyone's the same. So how do you show creativity?
um, maybe some students they have their jobs like they are librarians, so they have wear ties, so it's different with others. And some students like they have some different jobs, like uh, he or she are um oh how to say 那个 pengawas.
Prefect. Are you saying prefect?
Oh yeah,
Prefect, right?
yeah. And prefects, they have different clothes with others, like uh, they wear a blue shirt, and it's not same as the normal students. So I think it shows creativity, and different school they will design different type and different colors, and it is an identical for their school. So it shows creativity for students.
Okay, well, I think your direction is more, I think it's more on the school, the different types of school uniform that students wear, right? It's basically different school have their own school uniform. Of course, that one will be showing the schools the different ways that school present themselves, right? But then creativity, even though they have you have different group of people, you have prefects, you have school librarian, okay, and still, and also boys brigade, girls brigade, they have the uniforms, right? They have different uniforms, but then everyone still within the same group, they are still wearing the same thing, so everyone looks the same within that same group. So I do not think that is a creativity, rather is a way to show they belong to that particular group. So for that answer, it would be best that you can answer this way. Okay, I will show you this one. So you can read out this one first. Can you read out?
Uniforms are all the same, so students can show their creativity through their clubs, but they can still be creative in other ways, like with arts or writing.
Right? So can you understand what it means? Meaning you can, even though you cannot show creativity through their clothes, right? Through what they wear, but they can still be creative in other ways, such as through art or drawing or through their talents. So the focus is now more on their talents, their giftings, or art, drawing, or writings. They can still present themselves right differently. Am I right? Even though under the same cloth, but everyone has different expressions of their. Everyone has a different expressions of their talents. Everyone has different expressions of their talents or giftings. Talents means giftings, though they are wearing, though they are wearing different, wearing same uniform. All right. Okay, although they are wearing same uniform. Okay, so this is how you can share your ideas. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next one. Go on to the next. All right. Oh, I pick up this another one. Just have to be very careful. Sometimes it's just a slip. You say different with others. I heard several times you mentioned different with others. What do you think is the proper preposition?
Difference to others.
Different from. Okay.
Oh,
Remember,
oh yeah.
different. They are different from others, not different to, not different with. Because I heard several times. Okay, over this one, these phrases, you have to be careful about the preposition you use. All right. Okay. All
Okay.
right, so take it down, jot down. I will send this to you, whatever we have covered today. So don't worry, you can print it out or you can write it up. Next one. Do uniforms make it easier to know who belongs in the school and why?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Systems make it easier to know who belongs in the school. This is because students are is a need for students to wear a school uniform, so it's let teachers to know um someone who are not their students, and they can identical who are the stranger who came to school without permissions. Um, and a school can protect their students from danger, as they know who is the students from them, and they will not just mix up with other school students.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. So basically your idea are all there. Very good. So I pick out a few things. All right. All your ideas you never run out of ideas. That's something amazing about you. Every time when I ask you to share, right, you always have a lot of ideas. And these ideas are very good ideas. All right. Only you have to be very careful about your grammar. Okay. They can identical. Okay. People who can without permission. I heard something like this, right? Am I right? So how do you think? Is there any problem with this?
Identical.
Right. So what is the right way? Identical is an adjective, right? So how do you change it?
They can identify.
Right. They can identify, right? Identify is a verb. Identify people who can. Do you think this is only past, happening in the past, not now?
Who come
Who come in or enter the school premise. You know what's the meaning of premise? School premise. You can write it down. What is the meaning of school premise?
学校的范围。
Yes, school compound. Premise means compound. School compound. So you can use this one, the school premise. Premise means compound. Compound means premise. Okay, without permission. Right? They who come in the school or who enter the school premise without permission. They can identify people. Uniform allows us to identify. Instead of saying they can identify, or this they means the school, right? The school can identify people, the school, okay? All right, good. Another one, how do you pronounce this word?
Danger.
Say again.
Danger.
Yes, danger. Because sometimes I heard the A sound become there's something wrong with because sometimes I pick out something like danger. I'm not sure. Okay, now you are sounding correctly. You pronounce it correctly, no problem. Okay. They know, there's another one, they know who is the student. Okay, so they know who is the student. So maybe you can change better the sentence. They know what? Who the students are, right? They know who the students are if they wear school uniforms, right? Instead of they know who is the student, blah, 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 blah. So you reverse the order who the students are, okay? All right, so any questions? Okay, let's review some of the ideas that you have mentioned. So can you read out this one?
Yes, uniforms make it easier to know who is part of the school. It helps teachers and staff recognize students and keeps the school safe from strangers.
Okay, recognize, what's the meaning of recognize?
To identify.
Right, identify. So learn more words. Instead of just keep knowing, saying identify, you can say recognize, student 认得出, okay? Student keeps the school safe from strangers, right? And also make it easy to know who is part of the school and help school teachers and staff to recognize students and keep the school safe from strangers, okay? Any question on this part? No? Yes?
No.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, moving to the part, the advantages of wearing school uniform. can list out a few. So can you list out and then you say out? Okay, but I give you 1 minute to list out the points. Think about what are the advantages of wearing school uniform. Just now we already mentioned several, right? So now I want you to list out main points only.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So you can say out in sentence, okay?
Okay. One of the advantage of wearing school uniform is
Advantages.
one of the advantages of wearing school uniform is school uniform can protect students from strangers and danger. Not only that, students uh,